Hello, how are you all? Thank you for watching. This should be a really good one today. Also, if you're watching this on Monday, January 15th, I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time this evening. I'm so excited. I haven't been live in so long, and I miss you guys. So hopefully I'll get back on a regular schedule again soon. It was a hectic holiday season. Also, I will be going back to horizontal videos very soon. I apologize for all my vertical videos. Anyhow, let's get into what we're talking about. And we're talking about Fani Willis. So Fani is the district attorney in Georgia who is sort of leading the charge going after Trump and the 18 other co-defendants and these charges regarding regarding the 2020 election. Now, obviously, these charges are getting a lot of scrutiny because of the timing of all of this. And just like Fani Willis, she's being accused of going over Trump purely for political reasons and not because of an actual basis. So you already have that criticism, and that's naturally going to come with the territory. But these latest allegations that are coming up are they sound pretty credible, they sound pretty serious, and if they are true, if these allegations are true, this is obviously going to uncover a very big conflict of interest with her and the Trump case. So what these allegations are, so they're all surrounding a man named Nathan, who is a special prosecutor that was appointed by Fani Willis. Now, her appointment failed to get county approval. So she got no approval, which you're technically supposed to get before appointing him. Not only that, he doesn't have a whole lot of prosecutorial, I said it right, he doesn't have a whole lot of prosecutorial experience. So there's that. You would think you would want someone with a lot of experience for a case of this magnitude. So you have that. You also have new allegations that Fani Willis has been having an intimate relationship with this man, Nathan. Now, not only does this cause a conflict of interest with her appointing him being a part of him being a special prosecutor on the Trump case, he was also married at the time. So this is a possible affair situation. And I do need to note that there is a divorce court happening between Nathan and his ex-wife. Fani Willis has been called in to testify in this divorce. Now, you would say, okay, well, why is she testifying? Let's go look at those court filings, because typically divorce court filings are public. We all know this because who hasn't followed celebrity news? As soon as they file for divorce, all of that information is public and people look at their court documents. So it's very rare that court documents would be sealed. So this is. So we don't know why Fani Willis is being called in to testify on that. So there's that right there. And now let's look more into this guy, Nathan, and how him and Fani's alleged relationship might affect this case. And here we have it. Nathan Wade, embattled prosecutor in Georgia Trump case, has little prosecution experience. This was written yesterday. Willis's decision to hire Wade is now facing enormous scrutiny after one of Trump's co-defendants alleged in a court filing last week that the two prosecutors are lovers who have vacationed together on Wade's dime in Napa Valley and the Caribbean. The accusations, if true, could present a conflict of interest or could amount to fraud. Now, the allegations are also saying that the high salary that Wade made, he was using that money to take Miss Willis on lavish vacations. So that's what it is. The filing contains no proof, of the sensational allegations, but the episode has drawn attention to an arrangement in which Willis's office hired an outside attorney and paid his firm more than $6,500,000 over 2 years to lead a criminal investigation typically managed by civil servants. It also reflects an intense scrutiny facing prosecutors who are seeking to convict a former U.S. president. Yes, as it should. Any way around, it should get scrutiny. And his allies, leaving little margin for error as their detractors look for any opportunity to scuttle the case. Yes, this is very true. And this is going to happen going after any major person going into an election. It's just, that's going to happen. You're going to get that scrutiny. Now, these could be false allegations, but they're pretty serious. These obviously require some explaining, but instead of actually explaining this, instead of handling this as, well, here's Fani Willis. This was her over the weekend after these allegations came to light. And so she decided to go to a church and say this.
It's his grace, not a perfect me. We are at a time in history, people. Hear me on this. We are at a time in history when you can no longer sit back and just let other folks do it. You cannot expect black women to be perfect and save the world. The Lord is completing us. We are not perfect. We need your prayers. We need to be allowed to stumble. We need grace. With that kind of support, we will move mountains and do Jesus' will.
And that clip was actually the more mild part about what she said. This went on for a minute. She also said they only attacked one. Now she's talking about the people who are questioning these allegations, or the people that made these allegations. She goes on to say they only attacked one. First thing they say, oh, she's going to play the race card now. But no, God. Isn't it them playing the race card when they only question one? So she's referring to the fact that she's, a part of this team. She's the only one that has been questioned. She also calls out Marjorie Taylor Greene about this, and notice she never addresses the allegations at hand. She never defends herself against the allegations. She just says, if you are questioning her, if you are criticizing her or calling her out, it's obviously because of the color of her skin. And even if she does call that out, if you question that, that's also proof that, see, you can't win. And you want to know something I've never, ever really said publicly, but I've thought about it many times throughout the years, especially covering these subjects. My first job right out of college and a series of my internships when I was in college, so 20, 21, 22, 23, my first jobs were working with children and adolescents. So I worked in state-run psychiatric hospitals for children and adolescents. And one of the unfortunate parts of my job is that, obviously when you're working with children and teenagers, you have to discipline them. You have to keep a safe environment for everyone. So it does cause for you to discipline kids. And, oftentimes what you would find if you were a white worker and you happen to have to discipline, obviously not in every instance, but this is a card. Every group of kids has different cards that they use. That's what teenagers do. They try to get out of things and they're combative. That's what they do. And if you happen to be white and the child or adolescent that you have to discipline happens to be black, oftentimes, not every time, but sometimes they will pull that card. You're only doing it because this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I used to work with, it was an 80-year-old veteran that I worked with, and he would look at the kids and be like, sing a new song. Come on. I mean, it was such an obvious cop-out, the argument. Now, if you have specific evidence of what you were accusing of someone of, that's obviously a different conversation. If you had actual evidence of racism, obviously everyone, including myself, will stand behind you and say that that's wrong. It's always wrong, regardless of who it comes from. Judging people based on their skin color is wrong. Criticizing people based on their skin color is wrong. But nobody mentioned her skin color. Just like when I was disciplining my kids, nobody brought up your skin color. You can't punch that kid. That's why, because you can't punch another kid. You can't do that. Just like Fani Willis, if these allegations are true, yeah, you can't do that. That's a conflict of interest for anyone and everyone. But notice she never brought up that. Never defended herself against that. Just, if you criticize me because, It is wild though, when I was so young, just learning my adult world, I learned this is what, an adolescent mind does when they don't want to face the consequences for their behavior. That's what I learned so young. So to see this behavior be so normalized, especially amongst a political class who are supposed to be the adults in the room, it's very odd. And it has been very odd for the past few years to see this so normalized. And it's just okay with so many people. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.